Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. Um, I didn't get to finish up everything that I wanted to do. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. It's not gonna be a very long stream, but for those who are coming, have already came, welcome to the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I see Sugar Bomb. How you doing, boo boo? Senegal One, how are you? DOD in the building. And who else is in the building? Q was in the building. I'm just going to get right into it because I didn't get to do any and everything that I wanted to do. Let's just get right into it.
Thankfully, he got that. But what is it about the white supremacist inability to be objective, reasonable, fair, or just when it comes to black pain and suffering? They totally have ignored all of the different layers to this case with Brother Carmelo Anthony. But when the Zimmermans and the other cases that are very popular nationally, how come they weren't objective and fair in those cases? But with us, when this young brother got into that situation with that other young man, why are they so unable to be objective and fair?
I would simply say, when have they ever been?
Right.
That is not their culture. That is not who they are. That is not how they've taken over the world. Okay? They are very much a narcissistic, savage, power-hungry group of people. And
Oh, this is the lady. The picture that I just put up. This is the lady, Judge. Um, I forgot what her name was. I had it in my brain and I lost it, but it'll get back to me. But this is the same woman that reduced Carmelo Anthony's bail and sent him home with an ankle bracelet. So he's on home arrest. And she's been receiving death threats, and I hope that they have tracked that, and I hope they have caught the individuals who have absolutely have threatened this woman's life. And I care to I care to say that, you know, it wouldn't dare not be anybody African American. No, I dare to say I am bold. I am bold in my statement when I say, and if anybody white has a problem with me saying it, well, you know where to find me. But anyway, I know that white people have pretty much everything to do with the threats, with the actual threats that they have sent to this woman's doorstep. I mean, they doxed her address, they called her a whole bunch of names, and it's very very telling. Now, not to say that there are any coons involved, but we're just going to say, for the sake of argument, whites are clearly involved in the threats. But let me continue.
there, for them, there is no moral code. They are very much about Machiavellian ethics, which is to have no ethics. The ends always justify the means. So I don't know why black people are surprised that when our children are killed in unjustifiable murders, we're supposed to accept the exoneration of the perpetrator. But when, our child is in a position where he allegedly may have to inadvertently take the life of another person in self-defense, he's already crucified and convicted in the court of public opinion before he's ever seen a day inside of court. Why? Because he's black and the victim is white. If this was the exact opposite in situation, where the perpetrator was black and the victim, where the victim was black, where the victim was black and the perpetrator was white, this wouldn't even have made television. This would not even be in conversation right now. Because in America, if black life has been so devalued to the point that when it is lost, no one really responds. Now, yes, we will respond with the protest marches and that kind of a thing, but we don't do anything after that, and that's the criticism against black folks. But white people, they would have never even paid this any mind had the victim, not been white. And people are making so much noise over the fact that the young brother had a knife. Well, if I lived in Texas and I was 16, 17 years old, I would probably walk around with a knife as well.
You're damn right.
Texas is one of the most violent states in America.
Facts.
It's a state where you can open carry without a license. Okay, it is a state that aggressively defends the right of its citizens to always be prepared for combat.
Yep.
So if you don't have a problem with people walking around with guns unregistered, why is it a problem for this young child to have had a knife? You see, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
At all.
They moved that goalpost so much.
Absolutely. It's a shame. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see what attorneys actually come to the defense of this young man. I hope the same nationally recognized attorneys that come out when we are.
Well, good luck with it. Well, I would say good luck with that, because his attorney is white. But as they all say, let the progress commence. He should be fine in his defense, but the sacrifice and the trust is real. I mean, he already has to watch his back, watch over his shoulder. You have people criticizing the father for, I don't know, let's just say spending GoFundMe funds, which is not the case. It's not the case at all. The funds are still there. It's just that he possibly had to put up some house, put up his house as collateral. And the other thing, he's a thug, he's a nigger, he's a this, he's a that. He has a single mother. His parents are well groomed. Carmelo's parents are well groomed. But we have no problems. We have no troubles talking about the white guy. Oh, yeah, he's well and capable. He's the captain of the football team, and he's this and he's that. And we love picking and choosing, don't we? We love, no. Let me not say that. We love this system so much. We just want to get along with the system. And we want blacks, these particular blacks, these conservatives, really try their damnness, because they feel that just because they have a job and they make good money doesn't mean that they're free. At the end of the day, you are still a nigger. When do you not get that? I don't go on a job. I don't go on a particular job, no matter where I'm at, thinking that everything's going to be all hunky-dory. No, I do what I have to do and I get the hell out. Now, of course, there's going to be some mixing and matching involved. Everybody want to be your friend. And rightfully, there are those individuals, some individuals, who will help you even get to a particular point. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to maximize your potential. It is up to you. It ain't up to anybody else, but it's up to you to maximize that potential. I don't walk into any business, I don't walk into any job thinking that white folks have my best interest. I don't. I really don't. But I try not to make it a race thing. I try to make it a me thing, because at the end of the day, I have to come home and I have to explain to my wife why I'm not getting paid, why I haven't been getting the checks, why this, why that, why are we broke, why are we out in the street, right? This is on me. But I'm not naive to know. I'm not naive. I'm not dumb enough to not know that prejudice, racism still exists. in this country.
Murdered by police to make that money, that death money. I would hope they come out to defend this young man, because I was part of the case last year. I don't know if you know about this. Well, I wasn't
down in Florida
part of the case. Yes, but I followed it closely. The case of Brendan Depper.
Yep, I know about that.
Similar situation, but drastically different outcome. In the Brendan Depper situation, he attacked a teacher's aide for taking a video game from him that his IEP specifically stated to never take from him. So she broke the law in violating the IEP, but he was the one who got convicted of the crime.
Right.
You see, so, but again, to my point, none of these nationally recognized black attorneys came to the attention of this black boy. And I'll tell you why they don't come to the attention of black boys accused of crimes against white people. It's because it's not sexy. It is taboo. If you want to be famous and comfortable in America as a black person, you don't ever stand in defense of a black person who has ever attacked or assaulted a white person, even if it was in justifiable self-defense. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, we have a lot of cowards in our community. Woo. And I don't even know if Al Sharpton has gotten involved in this yet or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, because, again, it's not your, you know, rank and file police assassination of an unarmed black person, which is a pretty cut and dry situation, and everybody knows they're going to get paid. This is not that situation. This is a situation where you actually have to defend and stand up for this brother. From what I understand, he's never been arrested, never been in jail, no criminal record. I think he was almost a 4.0 student, allegedly. I heard that. You know, good kid. But, hey, he was up against two brothers, you know, twins. And, again, you know, I don't take lightly the loss of life. You know, I'm sorry that he lost his life. I'm sorry, you know, to the family that they lost a member. You know, but at the same time, had the table been turned and he had taken the life of that young brother, I doubt very seriously if they would have gave a damn at all. You know, so I'm just saying all that to say that I'm standing with my brother until I see that what he did was done out of an unprovoked act of bigotry against that white kid. You know, I believe that he feared for his life. From what I understand, the white kid was much bigger, much stronger. You know, and
226 feet.
And say that again.
220 pounds, over 6 feet.
Oh, he would have destroyed that little black boy. He would have destroyed that little black boy. And I don't know if Florida has a stand your ground law or not, but even if they don't, they definitely have self-defense laws. Otherwise, they wouldn't be telling everybody to buy guns. You know, so I believe that there's laws on the books there, you know, that clearly will defend and protect that young man, you know, and what he did to protect his life if he gets the best attorney. It all comes down to how hard you fight in court. It all comes down to how hard you fight in court. It comes down to the judge that you get. It's going to come down to where this case is tried. You know, he's been getting death threats. The family has been getting death threats. And I believe that he will not get an opportunity to receive a fair trial if this case is tried in the same county where the murder took place. I think that county is already biased. You know, the fact that the family's getting death threats, the fact that they can't go outside alone, I think that makes it crystal clear that this case cannot be tried in that county. Even if they move it, it becomes a question of exactly where you're going to try the case. It almost harkens me back to the O.J. Simpson case where they had to try that in another county, you know, because of how biased they felt people would be in L.A. County.
Oh, let's just say, for the sake of argument, he gets off. Which, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm still sticking with the brother. I know it's hard for him because of what he's gone through. I mean, it looks to me that this dude is a real smart kid. The parents have raised him right. He just happened to be. And there's also a little bit more evidence. It may not be to our liking, but this happens to add into the addition upon how this kid really is. There was a video that Angry Man played, and I don't want to get into the whole Angry Man thing. I mean, he's just a coon. He's a coon, straight up. We all know this. I mean, anyone who tends to give up on his community and or especially pander to the system has to be one of the biggest coons on the face of the planet. But I don't put it past him. You know, that's his audience. He panders to his audience. He panders to a lot of men that basically hate women. So I don't put him. I don't put it past that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for hopefully in the next year or the next couple years, depending upon how fast they get this case going, how fast they get this trial going, if it goes to trial, that this man comes home free of charge. But in the court of law and in the court of public opinion, because they all come hand in hand, whether you know it, whether you love it, whether you hate it, they all come hand in hand. I fairly doubt that he'll walk out of this with no stipulations, no nothing. No sentencing, no nothing. I don't see it, but I'm hoping for a lesser sentence. That's just me. I hope I want 10 years probation because this is his first offense. Everybody's saying that he has stabbed. There have been rumors upon rumors that he stabbed another person, and you know the police didn't come out with the videotape. And why didn't you come out with the videotape? Stop, just stop. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous, and this is the reason why I have a surprise coming next Thursday. I have another police officer, and hopefully including Nathan Daly, which I played Nathan Daly's video yesterday. He did a extremely awesome job of commentary and critiquing how this case went and how it's going to necessarily go. But I will have him and another officer here on the We-On-Loc Nation show, and I will be putting up the post. Hopefully it does go. Hopefully does go the way I want it to next Thursday. But if it doesn't, then we'll just try other things. But until then, Nathan Daly and another police officer, on-duty police officer, because Nathan Daly's retired, I will have them come on the panel and we will be discussing because we'll be discussing this case. We'll be discussing Carmelo Anthony and amongst other things, law in general, because this is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's not going to go. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away, and people are going to keep complaining and complaining, and you're going to have more whites complaining. Then you're going to have. I have never seen the one thing I have not seen, and hell has frozen over, is that the certain people have switched up vis-a-vis chaotic truth. Chaotic truth has switched. I had to check to see if am I all right? Am I dizzy? Am I going insane? Like did this little Negro defend Carmelo Anthony? Did this little Negro? The same one that's yelling white. Whitey is the best thing since sliced bread. This Negro defended outright Carmelo Anthony. I damn near froze. I said, hell has frozen over. Good Lord have mercy. Well, I'm going to continue.
Whatever the murder took place. So we're almost dealing with OJ again, only this time the victim is a man, not a woman. This is not a romance. And the black male who's accused of the crime, he's not a multi-million-dollar celebrity athlete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for all of that. And sending my blessings and prayers to that young brother and his family, because when you're white, you right. When you black, get back. You know how it goes. But anyway, so I wanted to touch on something in education today. I've been thinking about this leading up to today's conversation. What do you think about AI technology as it relates to education or in?
Okay, I'll tackle that on a different date, but let's see. Like I said, I didn't get to play this yesterday, and I didn't get to play the rest of this yesterday. But before then, let me show you a video that I have completely came across stating, and this is going back to, I don't think this is a different timeline. Let me see if I can. This is it. This is it right here. When they were underneath the tent, and you'll see it. You'll see it. I already got it queued up. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let's try to get a membership in. Let's try to have one or two members. Where did I put it? Oh, okay, I put it right here. No, it's right here. Here it is. Now, this video right here, quite frankly, I don't see no thug. But let me play. Let me go ahead and hit play.
Portray him as a gangster by posting photos of him with an airsoft, but Karmelo is a 3.7 GPA student. He works 2 jobs, he's a part of a bunch of sports, and it's alleged that he even has scholarships pending for his sport. He's loving and caring, and he helps his community according to a lot of his friends and family.
All right, I found a few receipts, so let's backtrack just a second. Here we go.
Hey, you're a very personal guy, too.
Thank you.
I can tell, like, talking to you right now, and you're a good dude.
Thank you, bro.
And like, just like you're no matter what you do, even if God forbid this doesn't work out, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be a good dude.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
All right, so like, let's say we are gonna watch one of your videos tonight. What would it be? Like, give me one.
What you say, bro?
Oh, paper one. Like maybe CCTV at least.
Nah.
Yeah, start tailgate. So we'll more fucking CCTV.
Hey, bro, you don't gotta talk to him like that, bro. He didn't.
I'm just saying, maybe. Hey, can you just?
No, hey, bro, it's okay. All you had to say was, hey, bro, can you please move?
Hey,
this is respect, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no. He don't mean it like that.
Is he drunk?
I don't know, but maybe.
I just don't like disrespect, bro. He can talk to me like that. Don't talk to him like that. He's just doing his job.
Hey, we're good. We're good. No, hey.
Let's just respect each other, bro. What's up? You cussed at him, bro.
Bro, he's in the TV is my tailgate. I can see
you didn't have to cuss at him, though, bro. He's not a child, bro.
Hey, back up. What's the problem?
No, he just cussed him out, bro. And I was like,
he said y'all get up. He asked you to get up. Hey, what's the problem?
Is he drunk? Because if he's drunk, then it's okay.
Yeah, we're good.
No, it was arguing with none. He just cussed him like he was a child. I was like, bro, you don't disrespect everybody. No, I'm just explaining to you what happened.
Okay. Sure. Have a good day.
Sure.
Hey, no walk up.
I'm not walking towards home. I'm walking down. No, nobody was arguing with him or nothing. He just cursed at him like he was a child. And I was like, hey, bro, you don't disrespect everybody. You know? No, I'm just explaining to you what happened.
Okay. Sure. Have a good day.
Sure.
No walk up.
I'm not walking towards school. I'm walking that way.
Breaking news. A witness in the Carmelo Anthony case came forward to make a statement, and we missed a lot about the...
I'd have knocked his ass out. The white boy, I mean. That's how, I mean, my wife sometimes, she said, why are you so violent? Nature is violent. White folks are definitely violent. But I mean, that's just the way shit goes. I mean, if you expect something, expect it. Hey, don't go near. I'm not doing. What would you expect me to do? I'm going my way. You go yours. But if you would like me to, I'm to that point. I'm literally to that point because things are getting crazier and crazier. But yet, this is what you've seen. Like I said, it's not much, but it's saying this boy here, Carmelo Anthony's a murderer? Question mark. He's a murderer with a. I don't know any murderers with 4.0 GPA averages. I don't know any.
The whole incident. At the time of the incident, there should have been many students around. Let's listen to what he said.
It was raining. It got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, places where they, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up under the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity, so I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So, dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry. You feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and what they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened. Yeah. It wasn't just one. It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that's got unalive, and his brother physically went over there to intentionally. He had a break. It's not to the point that he brought a. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is at least 5 to 10 miles away. It was community track meet, bro. It wasn't a track meet.
I said we should wait for more information. So there has been an interview released from the twin brother of Austin Metcalf, and he's basically explaining what part of the interaction he saw between his brother and Karmelo. And here you guys go.
Stopped it and said, you need to move. And he's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. I look at my brother.
He grabbed his backpack.
About the rest,
So according to this interview, there was an altercation between Metcalf and basically Karmelo, and Karmelo was sitting there. Austin had asked him to move. Karmelo said, why do I have to move? Or something like that, along the nature of why am I moving? Why do I need to move? And then allegedly, Austin grabs Karmelo's backpack. And then after that, it leads to an altercation, which leads to Karmelo unaliving Metcalf with a KNIFE to the heart. So I'm not 100% sure all the other details, but this is coming from the twin brother who witnessed this and saw it happen in front of him. And he's also saying he's not going to discuss the rest. So
I know we've been beating this dead cow for 2 weeks now, but I know the deeper this goes, the more we're going to find out. And I wouldn't be surprised if the evidence leaked out into the internet. But we will see. This is going to be my last one until either something occurs, an emergency situation, or like I said, we're going to wait until Thursday for the presence of Mr. Nathan Daly and another police officer. And by the way, I deeply apologize. The officer that was up there yesterday, appreciate you, bro. go ahead. If you hear this, if you play this back, if you see it and you play it back, we need you. We need another officer. That would be extremely powerful, in my opinion, to have not one, not two, but 3 officers with possibly differences of opinion. That would be extremely powerful and peaceful, because no one wants to argue, fuss, and fight all day about the same bullshit. So, needless to say, we're trying to make this into a peaceful confrontation. People are going to have differences of opinion. Some are on Carmelo's side, some of them are not. Some of them wish he was dead. Some of them wish he was unalive. Some of them wish he was back at home. Some of them wish he was free. I'm just like me and Craig. We're just waiting on video evidence. There's a little bit right there. It's not much, but we could tell that this kid is home trained. Okay, home trained, and it was just fortunate that he had to deal with this. And even in that clip that I just played of him being under the tent and he getting complimented, that further kind of circulates back to what truly happened that day. For him just to be, he's not a murderer. He's not going to go to jail for murder 1. He is just not. Now, his first offense, I don't think so. But like I said, there's too much of a gap between him saying what he said and grabbing Mr. Carmelo Anthony. I'm talking about Austin, versus what Austin said. Put your hands on me and find out. Grabbing a knife out of his bag. Blah, 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 blah. Let's continue.
My condolences to the Metcalf family. Like I said, I was waiting for more information to come in. I'm sure there will be more that comes in soon. I will keep you guys updated. Overall, this is still a sad situation. I'm not saying it's justified at all, but I'm just saying we should wait for more information.
Hey, this video is for Carmelo Anthony. You ain't done nothing wrong but stand your ground like you were supposed to. What happened in Frisco at that track meet, it never should have happened, especially prior to the event that was going on at the track race, what they put on Instagram and Facebook, how they was going to go harm a Monkey that day and end up getting harmed himself. Yeah, you ain't did nothing wrong, man, and we stand with you over here this way, because one thing about it, you got the right to protect yourself. People don't know how far that bullying go until one of their kids get unalive for actually bullying somebody, and that's exactly what happened in Frisco, Texas. You hear me? You ain't done nothing wrong. That is an honor roll student, 4.0 GPA. He's a captain on the football team, ain't never been in trouble, and he ain't on the internet posting pictures with he had an airsoft picture. These other kids, the ones that got unalive, the brothers, the twins, they got pictures with AR, and they got them with Glocks, and they caption said they wanted to go home, Monkeys. So who's really wrong at the fault?
What the hell?
And what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother said he said he's to move. He's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack.
All the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. And this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. Never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for.
Breaking news in the case of Austin Metcalf, as the suspect's father has officially spoken out about his son and his thoughts on what happened. And here's everything he had to say. So the first thing Anthony's father said was that Karmelo was a good kid and that he was not attack. Everyone has already made their assumptions about my son, but he's not what they're making him out to be. He was not the aggressor. He was not the one who started it. He said he's a good kid. He works 2 jobs. He's an A student. He has a 3.7 GPA. He said his son's actions was a heat of the moment mistake, and he said, I feel bad for the other parents and family, and words can't explain how both families have been affected by this tragedy. Austin's father also spoke out and is trying to make sure this doesn't turn into something that it is not, and said this is not.
I need to develop facts and talk to people and figure out what's going on before I make any statements about what I think happened. I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self-defense at this time.
Y'all are right. There does seem to be a lot of misinformation being spread about the way that Austin Metcalf lost his life at that Texas track meet. So I actually went and dug up the police report that has a whole lot of witness statements that I'm going to share with you now. And I also found what could be a key detail in this case that they tried to remove from the internet. I'll show you that at the end. So here's the actual police report. I'm going to show you all 7 pages before we get into that key detail. Feel free to pause so you can read, and also you can probably pinch and expand to zoom in and out, depending on what platform you're on. But pay attention to Karmelo's weight, 130 pounds. That's going to be relevant as we get into that key detail. But for the rest of page 1, it's kind of like what that first officer experienced as they kind of apprehended Karmelo.
First and foremost, they keep getting the height and the weight. This is the reason why I say we should just wait. We should just wait. 1 minute he's 5'9", the next minute he's 5'11", the next minute he's 5'10", and in one occasion he's 6 feet, 200 pounds. It's 200 pounds. I will give him 150 at max. Even at 150, it's 5'10". No, because that's not even the required weight. Wait, what is the required weight for being 5'10"? 170. That's the minimum. 170 for being 5'10". 5'9", 130. I'm gonna stick with 5'9", 130. And everybody, and I hear it. I hear the stories. I hear the complaints. Back in my day, I used to have fist fights in my school, and everybody, and the dude that I had a fist fight with was taller than me. I had fist fights in school too. I was 5'9", 5'10" at the time. The person that I was finna go to war with was 6'4". And there's certain people who have that mentality to fight or flight. We operate the lower stem of our brain, fight or flight. Either you have it or you don't. Either I'm gonna run and flee for my life, and hopefully I'll get security involved, or I'm gonna try my best to tear your head off. That's not everybody. Not everybody has that mentality to tear somebody's head off. I don't care how tall y'all. Every conservative black person that I know is saying, "Yo, you need to knuckle up, nigga." Like, no, because knuckling up could cost you your life. Here in this century. Here in the state of mind where everybody carries guns, everybody carries a pocket knife, everybody carries what's that spray? Anybody know what that spray is? Women carry it. Men don't carry no damn spray. The particular spray I'm talking about. Mace. Nobody carries fucking mace no more. No, nobody carries fucking mace. No, not even my wife carries mace. She doesn't carry anything. She got some holy water. She'll probably throw it in your eyes. What up? The word in the building. What's going on, brother? How's your health?
No witness statements on page 2, but it says Karmelo did ask officers if Metcalf would be okay, and he asked if what he did could be considered self-defense. The main thing to notice on page 3 is not only was it confirmed to be raining, but it was raining heavily on and off again, which would be one of the 2 reasons that I gathered from this police report on why he might be going under their tent. All right, now we're on page 4 with some actual witness statements. As you can see here, it's a little different than what we had heard, right? It wasn't just a touch me and see what happens. It was like, touch me and see what happens. And then Metcalf touched him. So I don't know if that was a push, if it was a ha-ha touch or what. And then the witness says Karmelo said, punch me and see what happened. And then it says he was pushed, and then he did what he did. Also to note, I mean, we can't ignore the fact that it says that Karmelo was friends with somebody from Memorial High School. Was that friend under the tent? I don't know, but it says he was friends with somebody from that school. This is more like the typical story we heard, but it does once again confirm that it was indeed raining, pouring down raining. On to page 5. No witness statements on page 5, just more confirmation that it was indeed raining. And really no witness statements on page 6 either, but we do have a pretty long list of witnesses that are blanked out for privacy reasons, and I'm sure they'll all be questioned in court. And then on page 6, all we really know is...
So all those witnesses possibly may have their phones confiscated because they need to gather as much footage as they possibly can. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised at that. But that's a long fucking list of people. That's some more with it. I wish that we had true witnesses. The true witnesses, or what I said yesterday, could have prevented this from happening. And of course, Karmelo would not be in this situation, and of course, Metcalf would still be alive. Right?
Was that 2 high school coaches from another school actually witnessed the incident, so I'm sure they'll be questioned in court as well. Now on to the key detail that they potentially may have tried to remove from the internet. If you try to go to Austin Metcalf's player profile for his football stuff, the page has been removed. However, if you do a search on Google right now for Austin Metcalf weight, you'll see that the Google listing for his profile on that same website says that he was 225 pounds, making him a full 95 pounds more than Carmelo Anthony. Now, I was able to use a tool and it basically gives a historical look at any website or web on there, but the last update was from May 2024, almost a full year ago. But here's what it said. It says that Austin Metcalf, almost a full year ago, was 200 pounds. So big boy, big dude. He was also a middle linebacker, and he got a Linebacker of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year award. All right, so now that we've uncovered a few more facts, does this change anything for you? Do you think that Carmelo Anthony has a chance of winning this case as self-defense? Let me know in the comments.
Pictured here is Greg Willis. He is the district attorney for Collin County, and he would be the one that would be prosecuting this case if it goes to trial. Now, he said that his office hasn't received the case.
Hold on a second.
Play this audio clip because this is how I want to explain it.
This was a tragic incident where a kid who don't have
I think we've heard enough from Mr. No, because we want to get into coons. We want to get into the coonery, buffoonery of things. We've heard what this crackhead has to say, but we're just gonna let it play out, and we're gonna get into some other shit.
Emotional intelligence. Acted impulsively because he comes from a culture that promotes, propagates violence. You can't take this in and you lack training, you lack morals, you have to have a foundation of a value system to listen to this type of all day long, and you don't have no emotional intelligence where you've been taught to say, man, when you get angry, think. Yeah. Take a deep breath. So he was anticipating this to happen. That's why he had to.
All right, so hopefully you honed in on a few points. I just want to play one more audio clip to drive the point home.
And it's a race war underneath the surface of our country, mostly projected by black people against white folks. So when a black kid do something wrong, black people rally around the kid that did something wrong because they don't want the white boy to be right. They don't want white people to be right. They don't want white people to be on television saying that this black kid is a thug. They don't care that the black kid, I mean, I think that some of them do care, but I think that they're avoiding the point that the black kid actually took the life of somebody unnecessarily. Let me give you a couple factors here, which will bolster the legal argument that I have. I do believe that Carmelo Anthony will be found guilty if he goes to court. I think he's going to do a plea deal.
Man, just watching those last two clips make me, I just got to hurry up and finish my in-home studio because I want to talk to you guys. I want to do lives as opposed to read the comment section. But anyway, getting back to today's presentation, I am calling it the Zimmerman effect, Zimmerman energy, because, you know, a lot of what we see and experience is...
Okay, just hear me out. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're not even from the United States. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Two things can be correct at once. Thing one, the people that are defending him are clearly doing what they have seen white people do to defend other innocent unalivings that they have claimed that it was self-defense. Even when we saw the videos, you'll still see, well, he should have never looked at him, or he should have never been walking through their neighborhood. Why is he there? There's been so much justification in the past, right? So we have a big play on history here as it pertains to this situation. There is a long history of white people unaliving black people for no reason, and they get away with it. You hear a lot of people are talking about George Zimmerman, right? You hear a lot of people talk about Kendrick Johnson.
Oh, none of those things don't count. We need to talk about the here and the now. Everything counts, sir. It's multiple counts of how long we're going to sustain this nonsense. Everything is accounted for. Everything is accounted for. George Zimmerman, or let's do it. Let's just do it like this. Jordan Davis, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Ahmaud Arbery. The list goes on and on and on. Michael Brown. The list goes on and on and on and on. And now this kid. If you're not in jail, if you're not behind bars, if you're not in prison, you're unalived. If you're not getting your spinal cord broken in two pieces by police, when you're not mysteriously getting your spleen and your kidneys taken away, you're doing a higher sentence. You're perpetuating the system. You're going beyond the law. Well, I say, black people, if we would have participated in building our own communities years and years ago, when most of us said it's time to start building and rebuilding families, start building and rebuilding communities. And once we have done that, once we have established getting our foundational growth together, because it all comes with a mental illness, because we all gone through it. All of our families has gone through a mental illness. I've gone through a mental illness. My wife's gone through a mental illness, even though she brings it all to God. My cousins have gone through hell of mental. Hell, my sister-in-law unalived somebody. Just a couple of months ago, my sister had to unalive somebody because she had no other choice. So what did? We rallied behind her. She's been going through mental illness. She's been okay since then. But we've all gone through something. But in terms of rebuilding our communities, building infrastructure, we can create our own laws. We won't have to worry about a group of individuals who do not have our best interests at heart. So I say half of this blame is on us.
At the school when he got rolled up in the mat. You see a lot of people talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, how he got off. And so now this becomes an eye for an eye situation, right? Okay, you didn't arrest them for what they did, and you also sided with them saying self-defense. But now when you flip the races and now you see it happen to your race, now all of a sudden it's wrong. But you didn't see it was wrong until you got put in that situation.
Is an audio clip regarding George Zimmerman.
I just got your text message, man. So I didn't know that you can file to the State Bar Association against another attorney. First of all, George Zimmerman is suing Trayvon Martin's parents and attorneys for $100 million. What the hell is going on?
We cannot let this idiot continue to do this to this good family.
Right. So first of all, how's the Martin family doing? And what was?
Remember when I told you yesterday that George Zimmerman got away with murder? He is getting away with murder. Now he keeps fucking with the parents, and he wants to sue the parents for what? For what? It'd be so easy just to if I had the power to go say, go hunt. We will be hunting for this man. But now it seems as if we just want to get along with the system. Because now when we start to do things that's unimaginative, unordinary to other blacks in our communities that's very conservative, then it's wrong for us to, why can't we just be logical? Fuck being logical. I'm not here to waste a whole bunch of words and say a bunch of silly slogans and a bunch of ad libs and all that, and lean on the AI for being more logical and communicative to other peoples, including whites. I ain't got time for all that. These hands right here are meant to work. These hands right here are meant to build. Instead of doing this with our mouths, we should be on the computers, on the phones. We should be picking up bricks and building what? Foundations.
What was their reaction to the lawsuit?
Like everybody else, they were shocked. They're focused on the Trayvon Martin Foundation, trying to do positive things for our community. They also are, just trying not to dignify this craziness, but yet he continues to do something. He just won't go away and let them have peace.
So Ben, what is Mute Zimmerman?
Okay, Mute Zimmerman is the Dream Defenders. These young.
Big shout out to the Ricky Smiley show. Your thoughts, Tariq? What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, I heard about the lawsuit, and the lawyer
who's filing this, because this lawsuit is not going to go anywhere. Okay, they're using Zimmerman because they know that it will get headlines, and they know that everybody will talk about it, and they know that targeting Zimmerman or Zimmerman targeting the family is going to just resonate all over the world. This is a frivolous lawsuit, and it seems like what they're trying to do is promote a documentary that they have trying to discredit Trayvon Martin and the family. They were trying to get this documentary played at a theater down in Florida. There was so much of a backlash, the theater, they had to take the film out. But this is giving that film great promotion. All promotion is good promotion for a provocative topic like this. And that lawyer, he's known for putting out these frivolous lawsuits and getting headlines. As Benjamin Crump said in that interview there, this guy has sued Obama before. Individuals like Cliven Bundy, he represented him. There was another white woman who was connected with the alt-right, Laura Loomer. He filed a lawsuit on her behalf. So he does these little far-right lawsuits, and a lot of these things have a lot of racial undertones to them, so he can bring publicity to himself, so he can get big media headlines. So again, this was something to...
I don't know why it's delaying. Georgia Sweet, how are you doing? How are you doing this fine, lovely Thursday? People want to change but refuse to see our way through it. The path is an organized political and economical effect. That is correct. But on a higher level, black towns can be neutralized, but black states can't. That is 100% correct. I can't even add on to that. I can't add on to that at all. Other than to say, it's like I told you. It's like pretty much I told you so. Almost that. Well, okay, I'll be here. I'll be here. Don't worry. That's the level. That's the level of effect it would have to take to change our reality. What would change our reality is, letting go some unnecessary fat. You know how you get to lose. You want to lose weight. You want to not keep this fat on, which I need to be in the gym right now. But let's just say you need to lose some necessary fat. In order for us to cut the fat, you gotta weigh in first. And when you weigh in first, for those the thing that's not necessary, we have to figure out what we can trim and what can stay. What does stay, we strengthen it. And what doesn't need to stay, we let go of it. In other words, when we put shit on the table politically and economically, like money, how much money we can bring to the table, because it all goes back to money. It all goes back to money. In a game of especially in a game of politics, it all goes back to money. How much money we willing to put on the table? How much money are we willing to put on the table? I mean, it's old, but I'm gonna have to say it. Everybody needs to go and read Black Labor, White Wealth again. Everybody needs to go read that. Everybody needs to go read that. We have to control political positions. Let me ask you a question. What's wrong with being independent, or am I answering that? Am I asking that wrong? Question is, how do we realize it? I have a question. What is wrong with being black owned and independent? Or I said that wrong. I'm so sorry. I said that wrong. What is wrong with having our own black political party? Therefore, we can pick and choose who to have in our corner. So when politics do arrive and it's time for us to vote, we already have the vote. I mean, I'm just picking your brain right now. Because this is the one thing that I like. I like think tanks. I love think tanks. I love it when people think.
Basically antagonize the family. So we shouldn't trip on it too much. Again, the lawsuit is going to be thrown out. But just the fact that Zimmerman is still running around here being antagonistic, and a lot of people want to have fake outrage in the dominant society. Look, let's be very clear. A lot of people in the dominant society were perfectly fine with George Zimmerman getting off. They'll fake like they weren't now, but they were fine with Zimmerman getting off. Just like in the civil rights movement, a lot of people in the dominant society, they were perfectly fine with the Jim Crow. But if you let people tell it now, everybody was marching with Dr. King. So this is another nothing burger, and we shouldn't give it too much energy. But
here we go with that.
6323646. Welcome.
Where did it go?
And to suggest, I want the feds to conduct an investigation of his contacts through his aunt with Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, so those house Negroes, or excuse me, the house Negro and the fake Negro can get their comeuppance for engaging in a federal conspiracy to commit fraud. Now, that's what the deep issue is. And Kamala Harris, she's a and a scoundrel, allegedly, according to the LA Times articles over the last 20 years. She'd be a prime poster child for #MeToo if she hadn't been successful with her sleeping around episodes. They call her Kama Sutra Harris. Kama Sutra Kamala. By the way, the name's not Kamala, it's Kamala. And her own father, in an article he wrote in a Jamaican periodical, called her a liar and a fraud, says her ancestors are either the Hindu Brahmin caste or they are white plantation owners. So they exist.
That's where the caste system started.
She fronted off
exactly
of being black.
All right.
Girls.
He ain't saying nothing profound. He's not even saying anything profound at this very case. So we're just gonna move on, because they'll just end up shucking and jiving and shucking and jiving. I ain't got time for none of that bullshit. But I ain't even get to finish this, so we're just finishing at this point.
It wasn't a 75-year-old woman. The law is set, and the law says it's not up to your personal interpretation. The law says it's up to the law's interpretation. The reason why,
so up to the law, what is excessive? Where do y'all know even how was enough excessive it was? Because y'all saying I don't believe that's excessive enough now when you just had a different opinion on the last episode.
Yeah,
now,
after I read
but now that
law,
you're reading this, but that doesn't, when you go to trial, the only thing they're doing is painting to a jury. They're not even all the way, they might read penal code whoopty-whoop, but the last thing they're doing is just convincing somebody of who's in the right and who's in the wrong. All that shit is gonna go out the window if his lawyer can eat the case up. The bottom line is, if they'd have never approached him, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And guess what? The other bottom line is this: if bro would have never illegally carried a knife into the
it's not illegal.
It's very much illegal. It's people are confusing a law for Texas colleges with the law for Texas high schools.
Yeah, I did look into that too.
A lot of people doing that. You can't bring no knife onto no school campus, high school campus in Texas. My point is this: when you go before the jury, the judge, the lawyers, they're going to inform the jury of what the law states. This is what the law states. Did what he did violate this law in any way? And when you say provocation, where he says, touch me and see what happens, hit me and see what happens. You can't do that. One of the cases people keep comparing this to for some reason is Trayvon Martin, right? Oh, why isn't George Zimmerman in jail? If you go look at the case, which I know none of you niggas watching this have done, the reason why George Zimmerman got off is because they got into a physical fight, right? Trayvon Martin got the better of George Zimmerman. He was on top of him, hitting him, bamming his head up against the cement. Witnesses testified this. George Zimmerman was screaming for help. This is what the witnesses said. Now, do I believe that's true? I don't know. White folks gonna stick together.
Nah, you saying that's what the report said.
They said George Zimmerman was screaming for help, and at that point, he pulled out the gun and shot Trayvon Martin. The court basically decided Trayvon Martin slamming George Zimmerman's head against the ground while on top of him was enough to warrant deadly force.
Bro, you just sat here and said that's a.
First of all, he was following, according to reports, Trayvon Martin was being trailed. If I'm being trailed and I'm being harassed, you damn right I'm gonna slam his head to a freaking wall, or I'm gonna pick up a brick and I'm gonna throw it at this. I'm gonna do something to get you off of me. I'm gonna do something and humiliate you to the point where you won't fuck with me again. But apparently, you can't fight back. I'll pull out a toolie and I use it on you. There was another incident that I said yesterday that happened in Florida that I just found out that Florida had just stand your ground law, right? This is a right to work state. Also stand your ground law in Nevada. In Florida, there was a black dude that just came out the store, and there was an altercation between the black guy and the white guy. Black guy slapped him across the face, right? Next thing you know, weapon pulled out, bam, unalived. So what's the difference between that and what's in the present? Again, no one's bothered to answer that question other than the cop yesterday.
Fair fight between the two teams because they're about the same size.
Right.
First of all, that wasn't a fair fight because Trayvon was a teenager and this dude was a grown man. So he automatically has the advantage being a grown man. Not only did he have the advantage, they told him stop following him.
But I'm not
listen. They said stop following him. So at that point, him continuing to follow Trayvon provoked Trayvon to defend himself out of fear being followed by a grown-ass man. So that's not justified for you to pull a gun and shoot somebody who got the best of you in the fisticuffs when you provoke the situation.
But you're arguing as if I said...
He got off because Trayvon was black, nigga.
You're arguing because you're acting as if I said I agree with the man doing it. I didn't say that. I just
Did you agree or disagree?
I don't agree with that.
So he should be booked?
He should be in prison or dead. But what I'm saying, this is what I'm telling you. The point is, with these two boys at this school, there was no fight. It was one person pushed and they said grabbed, right? They weren't locked up going at it. That's what would make it self-defense. We locked up going at it. Bro got on top of me. Bro killing me. And I pulled out something and did something. When bro push you or grab your shirt or grab your arm, that doesn't then give you the right to turn around and stab him in the chest.
Here's the law, though. We got to stick to the law.
That's what we're doing.
Texas self-defense law allows people to defend themselves when faced with unlawful force. You putting your hands on me is unlawful force. You're not a police officer. You're not a...
I'm just now seeing this. I mean, this is not breaking news, but breaking news. God dang it, breaking news. Carmelo's family, I guess, speaks out. Let's hear what the parents have to say.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Carmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas, searching for a better
She looks familiar.
life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're the best we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a 2-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Well, there's going to be more bloodshed. There's going to be more bloodshed. There's going to, oh, Jesus. There's going to be more bloodshed. There's going to be more spilling. There's going to be more killing. My issue is, what are we in all communities, all black communities, far and wide? I'm talking East Coast to West Coast, California, Washington, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi, Detroit, Michigan, Wisconsin, Maine, New York. What are we, Florida, what are we planning to do? Because it's gonna get worse. And the coons are gonna come out, and the coons are gonna try to persuade you it's wrong and you need to do things according to the law. According to whose law? Because the same law applies to you. The same law applies to everybody, as a matter of fact. And once you, a conservative, screws up and you try to plead your way out of it, laugh your way out of it, like Charleston White's crackheaded ass. Come to mention it, didn't Charleston White just get out of jail? Oops. And we have the nerve to listen to this bastard? I just find it quite odd that a Officer Tatum, who was married to a white woman, by the way, has the unlitigated gall to be a former police officer and start pushing people to the side because people don't agree, because you don't agree, or people don't agree with you. It's quite odd. It's quite strange. It's quite strange, but I expect it. I expect it very, very much. Because I know how contradicting this world can be. But at the very end, we all know who's in charge of this world. We just don't want to announce it. And we think we can get over. There are over 40 million of us. Ooh. Damn it. There are over 40 million of us, but we don't need everyone to participate. Thank you. We can become the majority in Delaware. We become the majority in Delaware with only 300K more black people. We can become the majority in LA with 600K. I'll just say this: any and everybody who wants to come along, if you have a plan, please put it in the comic section. Put it in the comic section, because apparently, I guess we're just gonna have to do this by ourselves. The majorities in those states or organizations, will allow us to gain the governmentship with the Senate seats at least. We will also gain a lot of legislators and congressional seats based on distribution. Lisa, do you agree with this? Because you're more of a politician than I am. Do you agree with this? Blessings. Bless up. Bless up. Do you agree with this, Lisa? We have to be truly careful with things like this. Because I like to put the money up front where people can see it. I like to put the money up front and a list of demands. I like to put the money up front where we have a list of demands. Now, I do truly believe that we can have any and everybody in our favor until we get that money, until we raise enough funds. So that individual, say for example, a Cory Booker. We go to a person like Cory Booker, we go to a person like oh shit. One second. Last time you talked. Oh, scared the shit out of me. I thought I had to shut down the stream. Oh shit. Scared the shit out of me. Whew. Anyway, you say you would never allow this. I say this: if we were to raise up $250,000 and put it in the hands of a Republican, a Democrat, or an Independent, or whoever makes the most sense, whoever says, fuck everything else, this is what we demand. Pushback would be crazy. But I'm willing to try anything once. I am willing to try anything once. Let's just get back to this. And my heart goes out to the Anthony family.
A school security guard. You're nothing. You're another student. So there was unlawful force.
Right.
It says the person has to reasonably believe the force is immediately necessary. So again, that goes to interpretation. Who are you to tell me what I deem necessary when I'm being faced by two people? I'm here by myself in Texas, where we know how. Listen, bro, we know how. Hold on, let me make my fucking point. We know how Texas is between black and white. I don't care what nobody say. If you ever been to the South, been to Texas, it's still high racial lines there. Right. So me being at this track meet where these dudes were allegedly known to be bullies by other witnesses and other interviews of people that go to the school that know the kids, they said these dudes were bullies. So they're known to be picking on people.
Can you find
Hold on. The thing, and I get what because you're reading a part of it, but you have to read more of it because there's proportional force, which we just spoke about, which is the force used in self-defense must be proportionate to the threat faced. Using excessive force is not justifiable. You also have objective.
No, that's a lie. No, they ain't got. I'm starting to think that this is not. It doesn't have to be proportionate at all. Because I'm looking at other situations. Was it proportionate? No. Again, I punch you, or again, you punch me. I'm going to either hit you with a brick, or I might cut you up, or I might shoot you down. Because again, I don't even know where you're coming from. I am in danger of my life because there is no talking. It would be different if there was just a whole bunch of arguing involved and Karmelo pulled out the knife and started stabbing people. That would be different. But when you bully me, when you sit me, when you push me, when you shove me, when you smack, when you hit me, when you put your hands on me, I don't care about that proportionate shit. It's survival at that point. People don't want to use their fists anymore. Who uses their fists anymore, man? You get people here and there using a minimum excessive force, and I get it. But that's not everybody. White folks carry guns for reasons. Why do you have to have an AR in your trunk? Let me ask you if this is obsessive. Two white folks. Let me. I got to find this one. Hold on.
Reasonableness. The belief that the force was necessary must be objectively reasonable, meaning an ordinary, prudent person in the same situation would have believed the same.
You know what? My dick is more proportionate. Why don't you proportion my nuts? Proportionate. Sorry for being graphic.
So so this is what we're kind of saying about proportionary.
That's what the law
Y'all
said.
said an ordinary person would have to believe the same.
That's what the
I'm
law.
an ordinary person that believes the same.
Right.
He's an ordinary person that believes the same. If we're in the jury and you say, and this argument goes on right now in trial, he would get a hung jury.
Facts. No, he won't.
Yes,
no,
he's
going to
be hung jury.
Not if you're going by the law.
No, it does not matter when you go to. I've been to trial, nigga. You have to be beyond reasonable doubt, and everybody on that jury has to agree. If one of us disagrees, nigga, he gets a hung jury.
Yeah. So
another thing that I would like to say that what stuck out to me in the police report, which for me makes it murky. If bro gets off, he gets off. If I got caught up, I'd want to get off too. But one thing that makes it murky is he asked the police officer, "Hey, do you think this would be self-defense?" Right. And the police officer says, "Well, I don't know. I wasn't there." So that can be used in court to be like, if you feel you defended yourself, then why would you ask the police officer?
Because he's a kid that doesn't know nothing about the law.
I get
of course, you just murder somebody, you're going to be concerned.
I get that part of it.
Based on the law, I'm only going to talk about the law because our feelings don't matter. They said proportionate force. You have to convince the jury that a push is equal to a stab. Mm-hmm. And when you get in court, you're not going to be able to do what Viral is doing, which is bringing up shit off of a fake police report. Both the brothers approached them.
This is the real police report.
They can't bring all that up in court.
This is the real police report.
And they can bring all that up.
You can't bring that up.
Yes, you can.
Yes, police report.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Don't say that.
We're talking about him and what he encountered.
Does the real report?
A lawyer can
I'm looking at it.
Let me ask you a question, Kali. You read the real report. Does the real report?
Kali didn't read the real report. I read it on the show. He didn't even read it.
Did you ever read the report?
Yeah, this is where I'm getting my information from this time around because I went and read it.
I just read the report on my show last night. Look, the reports say nothing about the other brother,
and they don't.
Nothing
in trial. They don't just get the report and just say this is the only thing we going based off.
No.
They're going to base off the whole incident, what led up to it, and what happened. And why he reacted the way he did. But so all that you're saying is relevant, but it's not, because they're going to paint the picture of why he chose to do what he do. Y'all act like he went on the man and just continuously stabbed him excessively and went crazy. He stabbed him one time, right?
The only reason I'm listen. The only
you
reason
ever been to court?
Yes.
You ever been to trial?
No.
For like a crime?
No.
Okay, so they don't only go off the police report. This is just a rough summary of whoever's on the scene. They get as much information as possible. Then they bring witnesses in to tell their testimony.
The same people they took the reports from.
No,
so
not just these
It's going to be murky for bro. I'm not saying he's not going to get off, but to sit up here and say it's shut and dry that he's just going to get off.
Listen,
we never said that. That's what the debate is about.
There's stuff that's in the report, right? And then there's shit that black people are just making up. Let's be real. People made up a post where Austin Metcalf was saying, "I'm about to kill me 2 monkeys at that track meet tomorrow."
We never brought that up, though. Look, we never even discussed that.
Somebody made up a fake police report talking about they jumped him, broke his phone, all that stuff. That was fake. The authorities came. There's fake misinformation coming out. So why keep bringing up what we already know is fake?
Bringing this up.
No. You brought it up because you said him and his brother approached the dude and was about to jump him, and that's not what the witnesses are saying. They interviewed over 20 people. Not one of them said the bros was jumping him. The brother was like, I was talking to somebody. I turned around, he was stabbed. Now, I'm not saying the brother is automatically telling the truth, but what I'm saying,
turn around and he was. Oh, so both of y'all. Okay, and nice try, Brandon. Nice try. So clearly both of them approached the brother, and there was just one argument, or is it just one person? Boy, y'all know how to spin. This is just too. Oh shit, my bad. Oh, no audio. I got audio right here. This is too much of spin, my guy. Too much of a spin. So, and you know what? You know what's crazy? If Karmelo still would have had his phone, we would know. Because he was literally in the tent, sitting on the bleachers, with his phone in his hand. Where's his phone? Where is the phone? Because if we would have grabbed a hold of that phone, I heard somebody broke that phone. If we got a hold of that phone, and I wouldn't be surprised if that phone ended up in court. He was talking to somebody or possibly texting some. Hopefully he was talking to somebody. But if he was just texting, all hands are off. But if he was talking to somebody, and that call still lingered on, oh my God. But then again, we got a whole bunch of other phones that were confiscated. But Brandon, you know how to spin shit, bro.
And it's based on what we know. They was arguing, both sitting down. They stood up in each other's face. We done seen it a million times in the hood, Collie. Two dudes arguing, jump up, nigga. What you
So do you see
One
here?
dude
Let me ask
pushed.
you this: do you believe that if I hear my brother talking to somebody in a certain manner, I'm just gonna be turned around and act like I don't know what's going on?
I'm a turner. Well, the dude said he turned around and his brother was stabbed. So
you didn't hear no commotion about you going back and forth with a man that you standing next to.
If you and listen, what I'm telling you is it happened so fast. Probably by the time bro turned around, like, oh shit, they arguing. Bro was already stabbed.
It didn't happen fast because he approached bro, told him, get up out of here. You in the wrong tent. They had an argument back and forth. He said, I'm not leaving. He said, if you don't leave, I'm going to physically remove you.
Right.
His brother's there. So you telling me when all this motion going on, his brother never turned around once. First of all, he actually pushed him before he grabbed the knife. He didn't he didn't just dig and grab the knife after the push. He actually.
Well, this is the reason why it's such a. We need to wait. If he goes, like I said, if he goes to trial, because like I said, the gap is too big. The gap is too freaking big. So, push, shove, kick, punch, whatever. The motion of, I can even sense the motion of the fighting, the motion of the stabbing. If there was an actual stab, I can picture it, but in my mind, it's either he tried to grab the knife, or Carmelo already had the knife in hand. He's seen it. Austin seen it immediately, and tried to grab the knife from him, and it was a bit of a struggle. We need to know how many seconds this was. How many seconds? It couldn't have taken minutes. All fights happen in less than 20 seconds. All fights. All fights happen and end in 20 seconds. It don't happen in minutes unless you just running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Actually pushed him. Bro reached in the bag and he was like, I'm gonna punch you. This is what one of the witnesses said. He said, well, punch me and see what happened. So he didn't just poke him after the push. Y'all act like he pushed him, he grabbed him, poked him up. No,
you read
back
that
and
this guy
forth.
said, I'm gonna punch you.
That's what I read. That's what I'm reading from one of the witnesses.
Say that that's even true, right? Because it could be.
We know it's not, but go ahead.
Bro,
hold on, wait.
Here goes a 7-page police report.
Okay, but if that's true, then he got pushed. He told him, I'm going to punch you. He still had enough time to act with proportionate force.
If you punch me, I'm gonna punch you back.
What's proportionate force to you? Because what you deem as proportionate, what he did, he deems as proportionate. That's what bro was just saying. We two people that we saying, hey, you can't tell him what's unreasonable to him. That was reasonable.
But the
I
law
see two of
can.
y'all. It's one of me. I'm looking around. It's not just one of me. It's a whole bunch of white people here. I don't know how y'all gonna react. Bam, get the fuck up off.
It's a track meet. There was more niggas than just one.
Collie,
you painted it as if he was just getting Alabama one nigga and then
was anybody else helping him?
We went from this. We went from what is proportionate force, right? Then we went to, but it's 2 versus 1. We introduced all this new shit. Listen, proportionate force, we're not making up the rule. The law of Texas is making up the rule. So a proportionate to a punch would be what? A punch. All this, the brother was there.
Is that what it say? Or is that what you make
up?
Is that what you making up, or is that what it says?
That's what you're deeming it as.
Is that what it says, or is that what you saying?
Well, what does proportionate mean?
You tell me, because you're saying proportionate.
It means equal. Yeah. So is a knife equal to a fist?
So like you just said, a 70-year-old woman pushing him, is that equal to a 220-pound man pushing somebody? Is that proportionate?
No, but they will both get arrested for assault.
Is that proportionate?
No, it's not.
Proportionate force refers to force which reflects the totality of circumstances surrounding the situation, including the presence of imminent danger or to the officer or others, blah, blah, blah. In self-defense cases, the amount of force employed by the defender must be proportionate to the threat and aggressive force. If deadly force is used to defend against non-deadly force, the harm inflicted by the actor, death or seriously bodily harm, will be greater than the harm avoided, less than bodily injury. So in some cases, you can inflict more force than that person was inflicting on you if you believe that, hey, what they doing is deadly enough and it's a threat to my life.
But if you read the top, what you just read,
that
killed your whole argument.
It did. But to an extent.
It really didn't, because this part we're talking about officers.
Right. It doesn't make
in self-defense cases.
It just make it murky. That's all.
That shit don't make it murky at all. It tells you if you feel like
it said officers.
It's
no,
you just want to put this man in jail. He did wrong and he should suffer the consequences. Okay, I want to see every single white person who has done harm to me. I want to see that shit. I want to see them behind bars, what they've done to me. They've done plenty to me. Will that happen in my lifetime? Nope. But you have another request. So I hope this is what you were talking about.
Of the highly anticipated trial for Kason Allison, who is charged with the stabbing of Joe Ramirez at Belton High School back in May of 2022.
News 10's Isabella Quintanilla was in the courtroom all day today. She joins us now outside the Bell County Justice Center with more from the first day of the trial. Isabella.
What is this, Rick?
Yes, that's right, Lauren and Gordon. The 156th District Court was packed today with families, friends, witnesses, and others, all who have been waiting nearly 3 years to learn the fate of now 21-year-old Kason Allison. We first heard from the state prosecutors who are charging Kason Allison with saying he was intentionally cutting and stabbing Joe Ramirez, to which Allison pleaded not guilty. His defense attorneys then gave their opening statement implying it was self-defense. Defense attorney Zachary Boyd told the jury, quote, Kason was in the fight for his life, where he was jumped by 5 friends, end quote. We heard from 5 state witnesses today, including a 911 record custodian, the Belton ISD Director of Safety and Security, 2 teachers who saw the aftermath of the stabbing, and the school nurse. At the start of the trial, they played 5 911 calls from 2 staff members, 2 students, and a parent. In one of those calls, a girl identified Kason, claiming she saw him running through the parking lot with a bloody nose. They then played security footage from several cameras showing Joe and 3 others walking into a bathroom, Kason and another boy walking in shortly after. 5 boys, including Joe, then ran out of the bathroom and split up, with Kason once again running out shortly after. We also saw footage of Joe running down the main hallway, bleeding onto the floor and then collapsing. Blood immediately began to pool as teachers and staff quickly surrounded him. Many of Joe's family and friends were in tears as they watched this all play out. One witness, the first to get to Joe, said, quote, his breathing was rapid and shallow. It appeared to me as if he had a punctured lung. Another witness, the school nurse, said they gasped when they cut open Joe's shirt, finding a gaping wound across his left chest. She also shared that a student that had been in the bathroom was brought to the nurse's office and was on the phone with his mom saying, quote, Kason stabbed Joe. Now, at this time, we are still hearing from state witnesses, and the trial will resume tomorrow at 9 a.m., but we will, of course, be keeping you updated throughout this trial. Reporting live in Belton is Isabella Quintanilla, QTX, News 10.
Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. That news video that you just saw is about another high school stabbing incident only 2 hours away from Fresno, in which Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf situations took place. Now, this guy, Kason Allison, who is now 21, is on trial for the same exact charges of Carmelo Anthony. And he took the life of 18-year-old then Jose Ramirez. And that happened in May of 2022. Why am I bringing this trial up? Because this trial is happening right now. It started Monday, and I just heard about it yesterday. But my question is, where is all of the national outrage that has been shown toward Carmelo Anthony? Where is this national outrage towards Casey Allison? Once again, Casey Allison at the time was an 18-year-old high school student Jose Ramirez, the victim of Casey Allison, was a 18 or 17-year-old high school student. But yet and still, it's been 3 years, and we don't see anything about this case on the news. Now, I'm going to give you some details about this case, but I'm also going to point out the similarities of this same exact case. How similar this case is with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf and Casey Allison and Jose Ramirez. But why is there not the same vitriol, the same compassion towards Jose Ramirez as it is towards Austin Metcalf, and the same hatred toward Carmelo Anthony? Why is this same hatred not being spewed about Casey Allison? This will amaze you. Could it be that the victim in Carmelo's case was a white kid and the quote unquote suspect was black, and the victim in Casey Allison's case was a Hispanic kid and the suspect was white? Now, I'm gonna play another video concerning the second day of the trial, but just let me tell you what happened. Now, these guys went to Belton High School, and this was an ongoing beef between the two. On the day 3 of the trial, Jose Ramirez, the deceased brothers, got on the stand and told them this incident all started.
Nigga, I'm gonna ask you one time and one time only. Which one was Casey? Let me see. Hold on. Because you got me looking at something totally different. Which one was KC? The white boy or the Hispanic kid? Which one was it? The Hispanic kid or the white boy that's in jail? This is some bullshit. Nah, cause I told you, Craig, you just like sometimes throwing people off. Like, I don't even know why the fuck we even here right now. You just throwing me the fuck off. Like, for what? For what purpose? Who is the Casey kid? Which one's the Casey kid? Maybe this would tell me. Since you too dumb enough to tell me who the fuck this is. Happened in your forehead, nigga. Shit. Cause you just love throwing me off. Guns. What in the fuck? Murder trial. Brother in Texas stabbed dead in the bathroom over a girl. This doesn't tell me anything. This doesn't tell me anything. Trial in case of murder. Okay, finally. Who is this guy? So Casey Allen is white. Wait, Casey Allen's murder. Wait, this is Casey Allen? Wait, hold on. He's white. So you stopped my life over some fucking white boy? You literally stopped my live to have me do a fucking live stream over some fucking white kid? Are you fucking serious right now, my nigga? You are that boy, you are that fucking close. You were that fucking close. You best hope I get this right. You best hope that it's the Hispanic, but Hispanics don't even claim that they're black any fucking way. But let me just look just in case. No, Alan Casey Tyler is white. So Alan Casey Tyler is responsible. Wait, hold on. I can't believe you wasted my time with this shit. I really can't.
Or at the prom. There is this national outrage towards Casey Allison, who is now 21, is on trial for the same exact charges of Carmelo Anthony. And he took the life of 18-year-old then Jose Ramirez. That happened in May.
So Jose Ramirez. Okay, I didn't even hear the name because I was so infuriated. So now that I'm clear in my head, so you are having me look at before I go to judgment. Maybe this
of 2022. Why am I bringing this trial up? Because this trial is happening right now. It started Monday, and I just heard about it yesterday. But my question is, where is all of the national outrage that has been shown toward Carmelo Anthony? Where is this national outrage towards Casey Allison? Once again, Casey Allison at the time was an 18-year-old high school student. Jose Ramirez, the victim of Casey Allison, was a 18 or 17-year-old high school student. But yet and still, it's been 3 years, and we don't see anything about this case.
So Jose Ramirez was the one that got murdered. Is this it? Jose Ramirez, just to be clear, Jose Ramirez is the one that got murdered. Yes? I can't believe you threw me off. This better not be what I think this is. This is so fucking ugh. No, I ain't dropping no link right now because I'm too pissed. I don't even know why you even. Oh my god. Okay, so okay. Thank you, Bridge. So Jose Ramirez was the one that was stabbed. Okay. All right. Even though most Hispanics don't even claim that they're African American, I will perceive this as it being the same thing. Because I'm looking at it and you got two different people on here. I'm thinking one's black and one's white. You got damn near two white kids, but one's Hispanic, might as well be white, and the other one is just straight out white. And I'm thinking, like, why would you have me do a case study on two white folks? But apparently I was wrong in that one. So my bad.
On the news. Now, I'm going to give you some details about this case, but I'm also going to point out the similarities of this same exact case. How similar this case is with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf and Casey Allison and Jose Ramirez. But why is there not the same vitriol, the same compassion towards Jose Ramirez as it is towards Austin Metcalf. And the same hatred toward Carmelo Anthony, why is this same hatred not being spewed about Cason Allison?
Bitch,
this will amaze you. Could it be
hold on.
The victim in Carmelo's case was a white kid, and the quote.
Hold the motherfucking show, bro. I think you're going up past your boundaries, homeboy. Hold on, I got something for you, motherfucker. I think you going past your boundaries a little bit. Now say one more word. Say something stupid. Go ahead and say something stupid. You going past your boundaries just a little bit, my guy. Now I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but you keep talking shit, you won't be getting the fuck up out of here pretty soon. Don't get it fucked up. Stupid ass nigga.
Quote suspect was black, and the victim in Cason Allison's case was a Hispanic kid, and the suspect was white.
Yo, get him the fuck. Yo, Lisa, get him the fuck up out of here. Get Craig the fuck up out of here. Get him up out of here. Go handle my light work.
Now, I'm going to play another video concerning the second day of the trial, but just let me tell you what happened. Now, these guys went to Belton High School, and this was an ongoing beef between the two. On the day 3 of the trial, Jose Ramirez, the deceased brothers, got on the stand and told them this incident all started at the prom. The brother said, I was with my date. Cason Allison came up being disrespectful to my date, being aggressive, talking reckless. Does that sound familiar? And the brother said Jose stepped in, and the two got into an altercation. And we don't know if that altercation was physical or it was verbal. Nevertheless, the brother said he and Jose was added to a Snapchat group by Cason Allison. And Cason Allison was like, we should take this fight elsewhere to like Temple Park or something like that. And so
Okay, I'm back. All right, forewarning. I just had to boot one motherfucker off of here. Took his wrench, and then I had to boot his punk ass up out of here simply because he derailed the fucking show, having two motherfucking white kids, and have him, and he knows who the fuck I am. I'm not into this white Hispanic shit. Because number one, Hispanics don't even claim that they're African American. They don't even claim that they're black. My full concentration is on the black community, period. Point blank, end of discussion. You throw me off, and I gave this nigga the benefit of the doubt. I said, well, who? And it was throwing me off. It was like, who the fuck is this? But now that I know, it will possibly be another date, another time, and another place for me to review this, if I want to review this at all. What's the outrage of Karmelo? Because one's white, one's Hispanic. You goddamn right. Carmelo's life is on the line. The Hispanics don't have to get no backlash like black people do. When was the last backlash Hispanics have ever gotten? If anything, they've gotten favors. What the fuck? This nigga's stupid. Don't ever bring this shit up to me again. So time that nigga out for even stepping out of line with me for that bullshit he's talking shit in the chat. Go there if you want to, my nigga. Your ass to get banned. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about banning your black ass anyway. You still a part of that Lennon Honor Alliance. Why don't you go side with that motherfucker? Why don't you go side with Lennon Honor with his little light-headed, skinny punk ass? I gave this nigga the benefit of the fucking doubt, and you gonna talk shit to me? Peace. See you in the next life. Gonna have two white kids. You gonna have me do it on two white kids? I told him before, I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck what white people do. White people got their own issues. I'm concentrating on what's going on in our backyard because it's critical. Ain't no Hispanics ain't done shit for us. Not even fucking Indians. Indians had us enslaved. And you want me to slice and dice this shit. I'll slice and dice this on a different day. He's always pulling out random shit. Why don't you talk about this shit? Why don't you talk about that shit? Why don't you quit throwing me off? Ain't it about one? And when you do, and it's what Lisa stated. Whenever I talk about Jasmine Crockett, these niggas go off. These niggas go off the fucking chain with it. Jasmine Crockett is too ghetto. Jasmine Crockett is this. Jasmine Crockett is that. We don't even know who Jasmine Crockett is, other than what we listen to. But I bet you if you sat her down one-on-one, you'll get a different perspective now, won't you? But no, nobody wants to get any type of perspective, especially from a black woman who is very, very fucking educated. But you had me go to hey, Lisa, what was that woman that Craig said what was her name? Ramirez or some shit. Always had me going to fucking Hispanics. Fuck an Hispanic, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go back over there to them coons over there. AOC. I don't even know who the fuck AOC is. I can't believe he had. Man, fuck that fool. AOC. I don't even know who the AOC. Alexandria. Oscar Cortez. Some white chick. Had me look over a goddamn white chick. This is crazy. This man nearly threw my live off over some lame ass shit. Yeah, I got it. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. I don't even know. And I was gonna show this. This is how proportionate. You wanna talk about proportion?
Yo, man. Yeah, what's taking home so long, son?
Hold on. Oh, damn it! I can't even play. Fair use. Can't even. I cannot play music. Cannot play the music. You talk about proportion? Where did it go? No, I'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. Check this out. This is proportion. You got these dudes following this guy home, right? He runs. Two people get out the car. They run back to the car. Boom! Do you not see that? Is that proportion? Let's look at that again, shall we? These two dudes follow this guy home. He runs into the garage. They get out the car. They run back to the car. He's about to fire an he's about to fire a missile. It's just too funny. Is that, I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, is that proportioned? Come on, you can tell me. Is this proportioned? No, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But this is not the time to talk about a fucking Hispanic. I thought he was actually black. I do cases case by case basis on black people. Whether they're right or whether they're wrong. I don't see nothing here. Nothing. Nada. Dude ruined my whole fucking stream. Should whoop his little monkey mooly ass. Ruined my whole goddamn stream.
First part was talking about officers. This is in self-defense. So the second part would apply to what I was reading.
This is what your parents been telling you for your whole life. If somebody hit you,
Get him back.
If somebody's
Not
bigger
stab
than
him
you,
in the
if
chest.
somebody bigger than you, go pick something up.
Hey, that's okay.
Exactly. If somebody bigger than you, go
pick
equal it
something
up.
up.
Right.
That's equal fight now.
Or if somebody's messing with you, go tell somebody in charge.
No,
Okay,
nobody's
so why
doing
you
that.
didn't tell somebody in charge
That's what
to get me out the tent?
But
That's true too.
Everybody know, because everybody keeps saying,
But you're
oh,
acting
he
like
had
you're agreeing
time.
with what Austin Metcalf
No,
did.
here's what I'm saying. Everybody
saying that.
is saying, oh, he had time to go tell somebody he got pushed. No,
Austin had time
he
too.
had time to go tell somebody before he pushed them.
Yes.
Facts.
But
Bottom line.
But what I'm telling you is people got to learn to like compartmentalize shit. I'm not saying Austin was right. Austin should have never touched little
Carmelo.
Carmelo
He shouldn't
Anthony.
have. He shouldn't have done none of that.
Should have never touched him. He should have went and told who was ever in charge. That's for
Who's
a fact.
Who's the root cause of the problem?
Austin Metcalf initiated the whole issue.
Even his own father his own father said he don't even deem and won't nothing happen to the boy because his father knows his son and knows his son was in the wrong.
So I had to get something to drink. You said that this is the newest content. Understandable. It's just that I'm not talking about it right now because number one, it might be trending. But the connection. Oh, thought it was emergency. But is it there? They ain't no. There's no connection to the family. It's no connection. It's no, you know what I mean? So my heart goes out to the Hispanic kid. But sure enough, this threw me off. This thing it was just throwing me off, and I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking I'm seeing two white kids. So I said, my fault, my bad. I said, my fault, my bad. But you gonna talk shit in the chat. Get your ass up out of here, bruh. You acting like a mere woman right now. Get your ass up out of my motherfucking chat. Just because I'm not covering, just because I'm not covering what you're not what you want me to cover all the fucking time. Always complaining that I'm doing Umar videos. You always do Umar videos. I can do whatever fuck I want, motherfucker. I don't come to your motherfucking shit and tell you what to do. I have you look at it. If you don't want to look at it, fine. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I'm not forcing you to. It's always a black thing. It's always a black thing. You goddamn right. And if you don't want to be who you are, then do yourself a favor and bleach your motherfucking self, nigga. I'm sick and tired of these goddamn conservatives. I am so sick and tired of all these excuses. Gotta get along to get along. When is somebody gonna get along with us? We are merely still in the forefront and we are dead last. And all you ever talk about is me getting, and the one thing that I'm getting sick and tired of you complaining, I'm getting super chats, that I'm begging. Who the fuck begs? Did you not forget that I said that this was a hobby? That sometimes I like to have fun with this, and sometimes I like to be serious. Other people put this in front as a career. This is not a career for me at all. At all. This is not a career for me. I could care less. But the thing that I read every day, the things that I read every day are a tragedy. This boy's life is on the line. He makes one wrong move, he's going back to jail, and he's not coming out until the trial. And all that money would have been wasted for nothing. He can't go on the internet. He can't go outside short of school, work, and whatever. and he has to be back by a certain time because it's a curfew. I think. I don't know. I can't believe this boy really ruined my fucking live stream with this shit.
Oh.
What I'm telling you,
his own
I don't think the father said that, but
no, his father said
we played it the whole time. You talking about you on your shit?
But
You ain't even on your shit.
But him saying because he's in the wrong, that's not what his father said.
He didn't want nothing to happen to him. He didn't say
because he knows.
He didn't say he didn't want nothing to happen to him. He said that now he's
I just think that's the politically correct thing to say on camera.
That's not the politically correct thing. If you just killed my son, nigga.
What do you mean?
I'm not being politically correct if my son is dead. And I feel like he's guilty. I'm not coming to be politically correct. What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Nigga,
What am I talking about?
Let me ask you a
If we
question.
hold on, wait.
What are you talking about? You're not no politician, nigga.
Politically correct could be just you in the workplace. It's being PC. It has nothing to do with being a politician.
His son got murdered.
He was a realist about the situation.
Let me listen to what I'm saying.
He was being politically correct.
You trying to be politically
His son got killed. He's not being politically correct.
He came out and literally said, "Hey, you got to remember the circumstances. We talking about Texas. We talking about black and white, right?" He literally came out and said, "Hey, there's been a lot of racist things going on. I don't want this to be deemed is a race thing, a black and white thing."
He knew his son was on bullshit.
Wait. Keep going, viral.
Flip the script. And if it would have been somebody who was black and their son would have got stabbed, they would have probably came out and said what?
That's not what he's saying.
Hold on. No, use that example.
No, because
let him use that example.
Go ahead.
So this is what I'm saying. It was politically correct because more than likely, if he comes out and says, fuck Carmelo Anthony deserves to burn.
Yep.
That is
everybody gonna feel him. Everybody gonna support and feel him. Who got a kid?
You still gotta remember.
You missing the point.
You're missing the point.
You missing the point.
What's the point? Go ahead.
The power is in his
plan.
Let me tell him the point.
No.
The
power is in Austin Metcalf's father's hands at this point. So if he comes out and says, fuck this black dude, he deserves to die. The family is already getting death threats. They already got pictures getting sent to black dudes with knives in their hands. At a flick of a finger, I can incite a whole bunch of bullshit. Why do that?
Hey,
he didn't have to, but
he never said that. This is how you interpret.
Let me know.
Hold on, we rebuttaling, nigga.
God, his whole stance was, at the end of the day, you don't have to make this about race. But he's a realist enough to see he knows his son was in the wrong. So this don't have to be a race thing.
He never said that out of his mouth, though. So how do you know that?
He's implying.
How is he implying
This
that?
is why he's not worried. This is why he's not worried about saying I don't really want. He's not tripping on what happens to the boy. At the end of the day, let the people handle it, because at the end of the day, I don't want to just come out here and say, oh, I know my son and he's this type of person. But at the end of the day, he's living with the fact that his son was the aggressor.
So hold on, wait.
His son was the aggressor, and what happened is unfortunate, but it happened. Right. And the reason it happened was because my son chose to do that.
So that's correct. But him not wanting to incite violence is incorrect.
Let me look. I brought this.
He did not want to incite violence. He said, "Don't make it a race issue." He said, "Let's stick to the fact."
Saying any
don't
person
make
would
it
have
a
came
race
out.
thing.
You're saying any person would have came out and said, "Fuck Carmelo. I hope he burns."
No,
any normal parent, yes,
he said that.
Any normal parent would have came out, even if their son be the demon. They'd be like, "Man, my son wasn't like that. He was misunderstood. He was a good boy," knowing their son was out here catching hats. Bro was a realist. He really know his son. He was in the fucking wrong when he looked at the facts.
I didn't get all that.
So to get out,
you didn't even hear it, nigga.
I did hear it. We all
what the fuck is you talking about?
I
just brought it up. You just said you didn't even know.
No.
I looked at it.
This nigga going off of nothing.
Listen, we all bro.
You did not hear the father talk.
You're cap.
You just
didn't
said
even know.
Let's play it again. We can play it again.
But he didn't even hear it. We can play it.
They're gonna tell me that I didn't hear something that I.
Bro, you just said it.
We can rewind this footage.
He played it on the stream.
He just said it.
Can I get my words out? Because listen, I played it on my fucking stream.
So what did he say?
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that he didn't say what you said he said. I'm not saying I didn't.
What did he say?
What I'm telling you is I want to make my point. The point is, y'all got to understand why bro is saying what he's saying, because he already knows that when they fry this nigga, they're gonna say it's racially motivated. That's why the father is like, "Oh, this is not about race. This ain't about none of that. Oh, I already forgive him and all that." That's so when that jury.
So he said he forgive him.
Listen, he did say he already forgive him. He did say he already forgives Carmelo. That's what he said in the interview. Listen, so when that all white,
well, which is a lie in my opinion, but whatever.
Jury down there in Frisco, Texas, fry this nigga up for 20 years or 30, it won't be like, oh, that was all about race. People will be able to say, no, even the father said it wasn't about race.
You think people care about that?
This is all front load.
I could care less what white people say, think, or do. I could care less. When are us black folks going to realize that the ball's in our court, but we keep throwing the fucking ball back over to them. We keep throwing this some bitch back over into their court. I don't even understand it, because we want them to take care of us. It was one of those early moments from when Martin Luther King was still alive, right? And then later on, he found out that, playing ball with white folks ain't too sweet. I just don't get it with us, man. I don't get it. The grass is not going to be greener on the other side of the fence. Just because ours looks raggedy, you mean to tell me we can't take a goddamn shovel or one of those, it's not a lawnmower, but it's like a rake of some kind, and we can't do our lawn, like we can't dig up our lawn to put authentic grass or whatever they call that shit, or we can't put a garden back in that motherfucker. Take care of your own back fucking yard. Come on. This is crazy.
That's what some people do when they know they got you by the balls. They act real nice. Now look, your mom, before she whoop your ass, she say, now I love you. Then she beat that ass. That's the same thing he doing. He's just trying to front load this. So when they fry Karmelo, which they will.
Wait. Fry? Did he just say fry? They are not going to give him the electric chair. Why does Brandy keep doing that? If they give Karmelo the electric chair, that's overcharging. I'm expecting manslaughter, no more, no less. If they fry him, I expect a riot.
People won't jump out and be able to jump out and say, "Oh, it's racially."
He
motivated.
doesn't have to front load it.
You niggas sound stupid, nigga. This nigga's a
I seriously don't know what's going on with the internet, but I'm gonna put it to you like this, and then I'm just gonna get in the live stream. Don't misconstrue what I do around here, because I told people before, and Craig is not the only person I told this to, although he just wants to ignore shit and make this about him and make this about in everything situation. He doesn't give a fuck, and I accept that. It's the same thing with Vaughn. Even though Vaughn's a slight bit different, I respect where he's coming from. I advise people this. If you're the type of person, right? If you're the type of person that likes kissing white hands and rubbing white asses, all because you like them, please stop, get away from me. Just don't come around here anymore. Just don't. A boy's life is about to be on the line, and you're merely fucking around and having me look at another situation that has no black people in it, first and foremost. Although I do sympathize with the Hispanic kid. If it ain't got nothing to do with us, I don't want nothing to do with it. But you just completely threw me off. That's all I'm saying. You completely threw me off. Everything was going good until this nigga threw a complete monkey wrench into my program. And said, well, what about this? What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? We are the world. We are the children. Like, what the fuck, man? Now my internet keep going out. My internet keep going in and out, in and out. And I gotta. There's been rumors around here in my area that somebody keeps messing with the internet. It's probably a bunch of kids and shit. But nevertheless, it was a good stream for the past couple of days. I'm not stressing on it. I mean, but as far as Craig is concerned, he need to fucking chill out with that bullshit. Because that's the second time I let this nigga slide for talking shit. That's the second time. The second time. I'm slow. I'm slow on pull. How about if I be real slow and pull this trigger on your ass? A la Vaderci. Bada ba bing. Do I see you on here? Nope. How slow was I on pulling the trigger on your ass, nigga? Now you can go back to Lennon and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I really do not care. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. This is what's wrong with me. This is what's wrong with me with Lennon lovers. Just giving them the benefit of the fucking doubt. Not everything's black and white. Bullshit. Do you not understand? Do you not realize that not only did Hispanics, you have Cubans, you have Arabs, you have other Africans coming in, even though I don't have any issue with any Africans, any Haitians, any Jamaicans, because they deal with the same shit that we deal with. If you don't believe me, if you do not believe me, look up 1804. You got Arabs coming in. You got the situation in Iraq or whatever the fuck. And all the motherfuckers is coming over here. And they are quick. They are quick to give these dudes grants. They're quick to give these people grants. Where were our grants when we had to go to school and get educated? Where are our grants when we had to, where are opportunities? Fuck a grant. Pay for our schooling. I wouldn't give a fuck. Pay for my shit. And guarantee me an opportunity. Guarantee me a spot. Do they guarantee a black person a spot in the United States of America? Hell no. They don't guarantee shit. But they can give white folks all the guarantees in the world. They can give Hispanics, all the Mexicans, all the guarantees in the fucking world. And they always want to move the goalpost. They always want to move the motherfucking goalpost. And you have these conservative blacks saying we should get along with the program. Fuck that. But guess what? This is on us. This is on us. If we would have built a strong program for our generations to come, the next generations to come, we would not be in this fucking position. You're going to have people who are maintaining certain jobs, certain venues, certain establishments. Like we had this fucking joker. I don't even know what his name was. I don't even feel like reviewing that bullshit because the moral to the story is some millionaire got up on stage and said, I'm not going to support black businesses just because they black. Fuck all this. Fuck all that stuff. If my money is my money is green. My money ain't black. My money is green. Is your restaurant clean? Is the product good? I'm like, nigga, why don't you fuck around and find out? You know we have more than just. We're starting to have multiple black businesses, right? But the thing about it is, let's just say you have 3 industries, right? You have 3 restaurants. One carries pizza or Italian, basically. I don't know. I'm just making some shit up. I don't know what black people want with Italian food because Italians belong with Italians. But anyway, let's just say, for example, you make better pizza than Italians. All right. Then you got your fish and grit place. Everybody loves fish and grits. And then you have, I don't know, let's say an ice cream place. Yeah, that's it. Everybody loves ice cream. So you go to this ice cream place and you go, there's better than Ben and Jerry's. Better than Ben and Jerry's. So you go, and then you go over here to the fish and grit place. They got more than fish and grits. You can get, salad, salmon, corn, sweet water corn. I'm talking about the homemade, do it with your hands cornbread, not this cornbread in the box Jiffy bullshit. I'm talking about real cornbread that you mash with your hands. But then you got one nigga, I would say, I don't like the product. This product's too dry. This product's too sweet. But you got a plethora of people saying that this shit is good. So you mean to tell me it takes one nigga to say that our product is not good? Okay, well, what about the clothing then? Oh man, I don't like these shoes. But they're the same as fucking Reebok. Pretty much same as Reebok, or not Reebok, but Nike, but better quality. Really? You don't like the Ram Omar don't get a fair shake? Ram Omar in New York don't get a fair shake? RBGTs don't get a fair shake? LRGs don't get a fair shake? This is crazy. This is crazy. Let me see if I can. Okay, I just spelled the name wrong. Okay. No. I spelled the name wrong. So you mean to tell me, and hopefully his internet is still up. Hopefully his internet is still up. Yes, it is. So, hello. I can't. You can't hear me? I can hear me. So you mean to tell me that right here, let's review this, shall we? So you mean to tell me this black-owned business right here, don't get no fair shake? I mean, looks quality to me, and they're still up. They might have a different internet, but that, my friend, is Kerry Wilson. That right there is Kelly Wilson, the singer. So you had different people. You even had one time Nicki Minaj represent. So that don't get no fair shake. My point of contention is we need to support us. And support us, we need to back up this little boy, Karmelo. Right, wrong, or indifferent. But we don't need to criminalize the boy. We don't need to criminalize him. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and then I'm gonna shut down shop. But let's just say this is not gonna happen again, because this boy here, he was just out of line with it. He was out of line because if you want to complain that this world is doesn't make any sense, it's nonsensical, go complain to your Republican friends. Go complain to Donald Trump and your government friends, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to do a little bit more research on Jasmine Crockett. Hell, I might even have her on the show one day, but she's so busy getting criticized. Oh, and guess what? Someone tried to say that she was physically harassing somebody. Yeah, I would shove that phone or camera or whatever it was upside your ass too. If you ever put that in my motherfucking face, I would have done the exact same thing. Sue me. Go ahead, sue me. I'll buy you a wardrobe. I don't see nothing wrong or incredible. I don't see anything wrong with this one. She may have said some things that were off the cuff, but damn it, I'm going to support. I'm going to go ahead and support. And if people don't like me supporting Jasmine Crockett, oh well. Because now you got me to thinking. It's not about the politics that she wields. It's the simple fact, and I'm going to keep it plain and simple. It's the simple fact that she's a woman, a black woman, and the fact that she's black. It's the same situation with this Republican judge who let Karmelo off and reduced his bail bonds. It's the exact same thing. I'm sure that Jasmine Crockett has threats on her life too, but yet no one ever says anything. No one never lifted a finger. But you want me to you want me to praise and recognize some white woman, AOC or Ortiz or whatever. Nigga, go suck one, dude. Really? Punk ass motherfucker. Can't